Good afternoon, everyone. The Sunshine State Conference and the University of Tampa would like to welcome you to the first round of the 2026 SSC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by S3 Design. This afternoon, we have the number 3 seeded University of Tampa Spartans versus the number 6 seeded Lynn University Fighting Knights. The winner of today's game will advance to the semifinals of the SSC Women's Lacrosse Championship on Thursday, April 23rd at the campus of number 2 seeded St. Leo University. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for Lynn University, who finished the regular season with an overall record of 9-6, 3-4 in the Sunshine State Conference. At midfield, number 2, Becca Clark. A defender, number 4, Emily Solomon. A midfielder, number 9, Hannah Connors. An attacker, number 11, Danielle Farinas. An attacker, number 13, Madison Smith. An attacker, number 14, Ella Temperio. A defender, number 20, Delaney Smith. An attacker, number 23, Sarah Williams. A defender, number 30, Isabella Silman. A midfielder, number 33, Zoe Stewart. A midfielder, number 36, Elizabeth Claggett. And in goal, number 77, Ava Seglia. The Knights are coached by Mindy Richmond, assisted by Joe Tornetta and Cindy Tornetta. Now here are the starters for the University of Tampa, who finished the regular season with an overall record of 10-4, 4-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. An attacker, number 8, Alexa Borges. An attacker, number 12, Peyton Howell. A midfielder, number 19, Sia Markowski. A defender, number 20, Isabella Avila. A defender, number 21, Grace Lichtenberger. A defender, number 23, Katie Deshan. A midfielder, number 26, Mary Kate Person. A defender, number 31, Annie Smith. A defender, number 34, Jamie Demare. A defender, number 42, Alexis Abbey. A midfielder, number 50, Maddie Shaluk. And in goal, number 60, Savvy Barbosa. The Spartans are led by their head coach, Kelly Gallagher. She's assisted by Erin Ebert, Samantha Pagliacetti, Elizabeth Gaynor, and Allie Blood. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. friendly reminder, the NCAA, the University of Tampa, and Lynn University all promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Using obscene gestures, profanity, racial, sexist, or unduly provocative language or action toward officials, opponents, spectators, or administrators will not be tolerated in our grounds for removal from the premises. The use of artificial noisemakers and alcohol products are not permitted. Smoking is permitted along the fenced area outside of the stadium. Thanks. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us today.
And we are ready to go on Tournament Saturday, the first round of the 2026 Sunshine State Conference Women's Lacrosse Championships. And they start here at the Namoli Family Intramural Complex. Tampa entering the tournament with a good run of form. They actually take the 3 seed in the bracket and will control their destiny with a potential matchup later down the line against the 2 seed should they defeat Lynn today. The Fighting Knights were guaranteed a spot in the tournament but fall to the 6th seed after a final day loss against St. Leo. One team entering with a lot of good momentum, another team looking to get back on track. But even though they're the 3 and 6 seeds, you cannot say that there is a huge difference across the board between these two sides. Dominant all season long, the Sunshine State Conference from top to bottom has given us great competition, and now we are ready to go in the playoffs. The Spartans and Fighting Knights ready to face off in the circle for the draw. Maddie Shaluk ready to go for the Spartans. And for Lynn, they will look to be ready as well. Tampa wearing white, Lynn wearing blue. And Tampa will knock the ball away. They'll come up with the first possession of the afternoon. But only for a second, trying to keep it in play. It gets away from Avia. And Lynn will take the start right here. Farinas playing it back up top. Over to Addie Paul. Actually, it's Becca Clark sending it out to the left-hand side. The Fighting Knights getting underway in this early attack. Pass to an open player down the middle, but the pass goes away. Loose ground ball, the Spartans and Fighting Knights going for it. The long stick midfielder ends up on top of it, and with 60 seconds to go, it'll be Madison Smith holding possession once more. Back up top, driving inside, open room, shoots and scores, past Barbosa. And Lynn strike first. Believe that's Sarah Williams getting on the board. And after getting the loose ball after the face-off, it's Zoe Stort getting the scoring underway, and Lynn takes a 1-0 lead here in the first quarter. A great run to the net, had just enough space.
Fighting Knights goal scored by number 33, Zoe Stewart.
Stewart, 11 goals now on the season.
1-0.
The 6th best scorer on the Lynn offense. Rebecca Clark and Elizabeth Claggett lead the way, 48 and 35 goals respectively for the Fighting Knights. Can Tampa win this next draw? No, they won't. The Fighting Knights pick it up, and a great job to hold on to the ball driving forward. Plays it to the center. Good defense from the Spartans to dispossess the shooter, and Madison Smith will have a turnover as the ball gets loose. Ground ball picked up by Becca Clark. Great recovery from the Fighting Knights. Looking for some space. Claggett driving inside and scores! A good move to dispossess her defender and gets a one-on-one look to make it 2-0 to Lynn in the early goings.
Lynn University scored by number 36, Elizabeth Claggett.
That's a great cut around her defender. Was in an ISO on that play. And the visiting Fighting Knights are out of the gates running, up by 2. And these teams played at Bobby Campbell Stadium earlier this season. The Fighting Knights won in a close one, 14-13. They saddled Tampa with just their second loss of the season back then. Tampa would drop 2 more in conference play. Against the Mocs and Lions. But since then, it's been 2 straight victories here at home leading into the tournament. But now Tampa trails by 2. The draw this time won by the Spartans. Good hustle to get it by Kirsten Zinter. And Tampa bringing it down quickly for their first attack. Tampa has time to work with it and slow it down. For the Fighting Knights, they've got Siglia, the sophomore out of Ceoset, New York, in goal. Tampa, the junior, Savvy Barbosa. Tampa still working around the back. Good cut to the middle, but the defenders prevent a point-blank shot. Excellent last-ditch defense out of the Fighting Knights. Now play to the near post. They'll wrap it around the back once more. Played up close and scored. Good off-ball movement from the Spartans, eventually opening the door. And I believe that might be Josie Bullock in the early goal for the Spartans. And yes, Bullock, assisted by Borges. Tampa cuts the deficit. The Fighting Knights were able to get in front of the previous attack. There was a similar point-blank opportunity just a few seconds prior from the Spartans. And now Tampa down by 1, still early on, but both offenses strong out of the gates. Still have yet to see a save out of Siglia and Barbosa. There's another draw. 2 of them have gone the way of the Fighting Knights, 1 of them the way of the Spartans. Knocked forwards, and that is a rough check from behind from Zinter. It'll be a foul, and Lynn come out on top with possession. With the lead, if you're Coach Mindy Richmond, it's exactly what you want to see. But now they have to deal with the Tampa press, despite the 1-minute penalty issued to Zinter. Issued a green card on the play. And here comes the attacking Chance. They'll get over the line. Whistle goes. A violation called, this time on Grace Lichtenberger, and Tampa is now down 2 players. Another green card issued.
A green card, 1-minute penalty issued to Tampa, number 21, Grace Lichtenberger.
So Tampa already had a tough task defending against the Fighting Knights, down 1 player. Now they are down 2 player for the next 60 seconds. 53 seconds remaining on the first penalty. And Lynn with a chance to extend the advantage. Played up top. Played out to the left. At least Tampa's defensive left side. Now to the attacking left side for Lynn. Good defense. Tampa obviously with some zonal positional play. Trying to drive to the center, but Tampa doing a good job not letting anything get too open. The Fighting Knights might have to work a long shot. Back over to Claggett. Claggett playing to the side, looking for Farinas. Up close, Clark's going to send it back. All the way back up to Claggett. Claggett cutting to the middle, saved by Barbosa, and Tampa will be able to kill the penalty if they don't commit an immediate turnover. And indeed, they'll bring it out to the left. A successful penalty kill for the Spartans. Off the first save of the afternoon by Savvy Barbosa. And now, good run despite the pressure on Alexis Abe. This is the second Tampa attack of the day. Their first one did convert in their first goal. They've lost 3 of the 4 draw controls, so it's been the Fighting Knights in possession for the majority of the game so far. Played across, it's Person. Person down low. Tampa working it around behind, back up top. Person's coming off of a 8-point game to close out the regular season in what was a pretty strong Spartans win. Here come the Fighting Knights. Good stop that time by the Lynn defense. But now in even strength, the Fighting Knights will try to keep their attacking momentum going. Unsuccessful on their penalty kill attack, on the power play attack, but successful with even strength. A little bit of space for Becca Clark. Becca Clark trying to open some room. Playing to the center, Claggett just offline. Back behind the cage is Farinas to keep possession for the Fighting Knights. They've got 47 seconds to work with on the shot clock. 9:57 to go in the quarter. Up close, another save by Barbosa. Keeping the stick low and denying a good effort. That time from Olivia Fox. That pass goes wayward, and it's going to go out of play for Lynn's ball. Lynn having the ball loose by the sideline. Tampa are going to pick it up, but the midfielder steps out, so it'll go right back to the Fighting Knights. Second turnover of the game for the Spartans. They did cause a turnover just a second prior, however. Coach Gallagher's side showing a bit more pressure at this stage. And here comes another wayward pass. Both teams struggling to escape the midfield. 2-1 with 9 to go. Tampa back on the ball. We'll actually go back to the Fighting Knights. And after a potential turnover, it's good news for Lynn to get back in possession. They love to beat Tampa for the second time this year to knock the 3 seed out of the conference tournament. Clark with a good step to the outside, driving, firing, missing. But a late hit. We'll see no foul called. Clean defense as the Fighting Knights continue. Moving inside the one-on-one. Here she fires. And it will be a free position, it looks like, on the play. I was wondering if the ball had just slipped into the net after the contact in front of the cage. So now Barbosa will be put to the test. If the ball did go in, the whistle saved a goal for the Spartans. But now they have to defend a high leverage spot. 7:18 and counting to go in the quarter. Shot stopped by Barbosa. Almost got fooled with the low effort. And Tampa will now have to bring it back up. Lynn are going to try to make it difficult for the Spartans. And that time the 2 players a bit aggressive. This will also coincide with a green card issued to Olivia Fox. And Tampa get a player advantage for the attack. Only 1 minute, but that might be all the Spartans need to tie the game. 2-1 in the early goings.
A 1 minute
Tampa has not had many chances in the early stages. They've had 4 turnovers, 2 of them caused by the Fighting Knights. Mary Kate Person bringing it forward. She has been the strongest player on the Spartans attack this season. Her and Peyton Howell, a dynamic 1-2. Myhall playing it out to the right. Tampa now working it up top. Played across. Not enough room for the shot for Person. Person playing it over to the right corner. Played up close. Pass goes a little bit wayward. Tampa keep the ball in play. And as they lean out of bounds, it'll go back to the Fighting Knights. About half a minute left to go on the penalty kill. The inbound almost gets picked up by the Spartans, but the Fighting Knights keep it. Lynn should be able to kill the penalty. Can Tampa make it difficult, though, for the Fighting Knights to get back on the attacking third? Connors with the run forward to the left side. Now up top. Playing around the net. That pass almost wayward, still kept alive though by Zoe Stewart. Stewart with a one-on-one, driving inside. Ball gets poked loose, and Tampa gonna get possession back. Spartans surging forwards. And Tampa will slow it down after playing it to the far side. Mary Kate Person thinking about a shot. Won't go. Myhall sending it low. Back over to Mary Kate Person. Person played up close. Shot wayward. And Tampa keeps possession with about 60 on the shot clock remaining. I like the idea from Tampa, finding one of their taller players down Main Street. Now driving inside. Good save by Siglia. A good attempt from Josie Bullock. But now Lynn can take it the other way. First save of the game for Siglia. On the season, Siglia has been able to manage a 39.4 save percentage. The primary goalie this year for the Fighting Knights, 15 games played and an 8-5 record. Other goalies have had limited appearances. Brianna Skieber, Holland Swope. Now from the right, shot goes away from Barbosa. Another strong attack here by Becca Clark. She is looking to get to the 50-goal tally this season. Getting a brace today would do just that. Tampa's 50-goal scorer is Mary Kate Person. Peyton Howell at 46 on the year. Person with 89 points on the season. An assist would get her to 90. Would be the second 90-point season in Spartan history. Peyton Howell has the other. Driving inside, Barbosa saves again. Loose ball picked up, Lynn going one-on-one, and Barbosa denies it. It will reset the shot clock once more, but no, Tampa in the right spot to win the ball back. And after conceding the first 2 shots of the game, Savvy Barbosa has been standing on her head, keeping things at 2-1, but Tampa have yet to find the equalizer. Still the Fighting Knights advantage with 3 to go in the first quarter. Three Fighting Knight defenders trying to poke the ball loose. They'll do just that. It's going to go back to the Fighting Knights. Last touch by a Spartan. The Fighting Knights slowing things down. Fighting Knights bring it down to the right-hand side. Time is on their side here in the first quarter, but we still have more than 45 minutes to play. And these tournament games, you can't anticipate that it will be an easy job defending the rest of the day. One-on-one, looking for some room. Not enough to take the shot. Trying to dispossess the defender, but great one-on-one defense. Looking for some room, Huggins. Won't go. They've got 20 seconds to work with and counting. Becca Clark. Clark back to Huggins. Her pass goes away. And with 90 seconds to play in the quarter, Tampa has a chance to have the final shot of the period. Shot clock finally starting now. The shot clock larger than the game clock with about 80 seconds to play. That is just the fourth turnover out of Lynn as Tampa quickly bringing it down. Pass to the far post wayward, but Tampa is going to be able to get there. I think they did call it a shot for the Spartans, but an offline one. Now cutting to the center. Played back up top to Mary-Kate Person. Person guarded well. Good ball movement to try to open some space. A no-look backhanded shot, but the Lynn defender can't get there in time. 45 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Spartans, but more importantly, 10 seconds on the game clock, or 20 seconds on the game clock. And the loose ball in front of the cage is scooped up by Siglia. We'll try to get it away from the Spartans' defense, and they narrowly do. That could have been a costly turnover down the center of the field. And there is actually 20 seconds now. The scoreboard on the far side of the field has part of the clock obstructed, which is annoying. Tampa's going to get the loose ball, and they will likely kill the final 10 seconds of the period. Lynn, strike first. They'll hold on to the advantage, but still a long way to go here at the Namoli Family Stadium. Sunshine State Conference quarterfinal will continue when we come back on the SSC Digital Network. The Spartans won, the Fighting Knights 2 after one quarter of play.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport, it's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all, because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
And welcome back to the SSC Digital Network. You're watching Tampa Spartans TV for Sunshine State Conference Tournament play. I'm Taylor Storthy, and we have had a close game so far. A defensive showcase here in the first quarter. The Spartans trail by 1. The 6th seed Fighting Knights doing a good job on the road. It's kind of ironic how Lynn is the 6th seed, Tampa is the 3 seed in the regular season in conference play. Tampa lost to Lynn on a road trip. It was a 14-13 game. Lynn had outscored Tampa 4-1 in the first quarter of that matchup. Tampa outscored Lynn 8-3 in the second quarter of that game. The Spartans were held to just 4 points the rest of the day. Lynn would rally with 7, taking the lead in the third and holding on despite a late surge from the Spartans in the fourth. Tampa get the first attack of the period. Ball deflected. Picked up, driving forwards. Loose ball in front of the cage. This could be a big ground ball for the Spartans, but it ends up in the stick of Siglia, who can now take it the other way. A quiet first period for Peyton Howell and Mary Kay Person. Lynn did a good job of game planning, trying to limit their opportunities. Tampa was only able to muster 5 shots compared to 10 out of the Fighting Knights. Sammy Barbosa with 5 saves. Doing a great job of keeping things close. Person now trying to get the loose ball. But Lynn do a good job not getting rattled by the pressure until that wayward pass. Tampa wins it back in the midfield. They'll go the other way as we continue the second quarter. Tampa is 7-1 all-time. 7-1 all-time against the Fighting Knights. They won each of their first 7 showings against Lynn up until their regular season game this season. Last time these teams played in the conference tournament was on May 16th, 2024, in tournament play. The Spartans won 11-10. Pass down the middle. Bit of contact in front of the cage, and there will be a foul issued. Tampa will get a free position with a chance to tie the game. A good run down Main Street that time around will give the Spartans a one-on-one shot against Siglia. Scratch that. Won't be a one-on-one chance. Won't be a free position. But they do get the ball back and a fresh shot clock to work with. 12 minutes in the half. Tampa playing it up top. Pass out wide from Person. Lynn doing a mix of man marking and zone marking. Tampa unable to find the holes to work with. Person driving inside, fires and scores! Mary Kay Person on the board to tie the game. A left-handed shot evades Siglia this time around. Only a matter of time before Mary Kay Person got on the board.
Goal scored by Tampa, number 26, Mary Kay Person. Mary Kay Person, unassisted for you, Tampa. We're all knotted at 2.
So we'll have another draw control. 3 of them have gone the way of the Fighting Knights, 1 of them for the Spartans. That's the complete opposite of what happened on the draw controls earlier this year. Tampa winning 23-6 of them in their loss against the Fighting Knights. Tampa also outshot Lynn 31-21. Lynn a bit more clinical and accurate with the score. Person had a hat trick against the Fighting Knights earlier this season. Rebecca Clark dropped 8 against the Spartans in that game. And Tampa's going to win the draw. They can try to strike quickly to take the lead. They'll bring it down low. Good job in the circle by Avia to recover the ball there. One of the stronger midfielders in the Sunshine State Conference. Imagine Avila will be a nominee for one of the all-conference teams, maybe one of all-regional teams. Peyton Howell driving to her left, plays it up close, pass gets away, and it's going to go back to the Fighting Knights. I like the idea out of the Spartans, but offline with the pass. 11 minutes to go in the half. And Lynn will get one of their first attacking opportunities of the period. In their most recent 2 games, Tampa's outscored their opponents 40-10. A 23-2 win against Palm Beach Atlantic and a 17-8 win against number 6 ranked Embry-Riddle. That win against Embry-Riddle was huge for the Spartans, not only securing them a home field spot for postseason play, but also the 3 seed. It means if Tampa wins out, they'll most likely face off against the Mocs in the conference championship, but they have to get back on top first. What a solo goal. Believe it'll be Zoe Stort who gives Lynn the lead on a nice cut to the net. And for the first time in over 10 minutes, the Fighting Knights find a way past Savvy Barbosa. 3-2 Lynn.
Lynn back on top, 3-2.
An unassisted goal for the freshman out of Bradenton, Florida. Zoe Stort gets her 12th of the season, her 2nd of the game. This will be the 6th draw now. Can Tampa get back in possession to try to level the score? Or will Lynn try to build the momentum when they had scored the 2 openers against Tampa back in the first? Ball goes up and Tampa gets it. Zinter in the circle, winning it for the Spartans. And here they come quickly. Ball out wide. Working it around. Borges. Borges gets the ball poked free, and Lynn get back on possession. They'll play it over to Siglia. And Lynn slowing it down. Try to bring it over the halfway line as Tampa gets set for a full field press. Good cut forward. Lynn gonna drive up the field. Solo run now for Emily Solomon. And Solomon slowing it down for the Fighting Knights to continue the attack. Eight shots on goal from Lynn compared to 3 for the Spartans. It's been a bit closer in this quarter, but Lynn have had the lion's share of possession in the game today. Tampa with a bit of advantage in the early goings of the second. Now driving to the outside. Not enough room to take the shot. There's a quick dump. Back up top is Paul thinking long range. Driving, shooting, and scoring. Becca Clark back on the board. Goal number 49 for Clark this season, and the first double-digit goal for the Fighting Knights since the first quarter. 4-2 with 9:06 to go.
The lead is extended to 4-2.
Using a screen off the defender to get by Barbosa with that shot. And that will lead to a Spartan timeout. Coach Gallagher wanting to talk things over, as despite scoring the opening goal of the quarter, Tampa have gone quiet since, and Lynn have reclaimed the lead and an extra goal for that bit of extra cushion. SSC tournament play continues when we come back here on the SSC Digital Network. Tampa enters today with a record of 10-4. Lynn with a record of 9-6. The Fighting Knights 3-4 in conference play. Tampa 4-3. The Spartans are 5-1 at home. The Fighting Knights 2-4 on the road. But that 2-4 record is also our scoreline. 2 goals for the Spartans, 4 for the Fighting Knights. Tampa's timeout leading to this draw control. Will it go the way of Tampa? Will it go the way of Lynn? Both teams now level with 3 in the game. Tampa's going to get the ball, and they've got numbers forward for a quick attack. Wide open run down the left wing. 1-on-1, and an easy goal in the blink of an eye. You cannot give Mary Kate Person space like that. Exactly how you draw it up if you're the Spartans. I like the movement from Person once Tampa crossed the halfway line to make a run towards the net. Was able to get the ball from Avia and converts the solo chance. There's nothing you can do if you're Siglia on that play. And it's 4-3. That might be the shot in the arm the Spartans need to get back on track. The Fighting Knights will also look to rally. Lynn have been a perennial top 10 team this season with weekly rankings. Back on April 3rd, they dropped to the 9th team in the nation. Their peak has been 5, their valley has been 11. In terms of South Region rankings, last week's polls had Tampa at 8th in the region. But these late wins to close out the regular season might help the Spartans get a little higher up the table. Similarly, Lynn's loss to end the season could make them fall a little bit further. Alabama Huntsville. So in a good spot. I actually believe the rankings aren't seeded. The 6 teams in the SSC tournament, all listed in the top 8 in region play. Shot saved by Siglia. Great attacking chance for the Spartans, the wide open look. The second save of the day for Siglia keeps things 2-1. 1-on-1 chance missed by Howell. Wayward ball from the Fighting Knights. Tampa almost makes them pay. The shot just barely rushed, and it will go back to Lynn. You can tell the Gallagher pressure doing a bit better here in the second quarter, though. And Lynn bring it over the halfway line. Forced out of bounds. It'll go to the Spartans. Good job by Mary Kate Person causing the turnover for Tampa. 7 turnovers now for the Fighting Knights. Tampa has 10, however. And bringing it forward, it's Grace Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger plays it up. It's Josie Bullock. Bullock out to the left. Bullock and Person, the 2 Spartans to get on the scoreboard today. The lone assist came from Borges on one of the Person goals. Tampa with a pass over to the left side. Peyton Howell blocked, plays it up close. Lichtenberger scores, and Tampa ties the game. 2 players pressed Howell, found her teammate right down Main Street, and the hometown team has leveled the game with 6:52 to go in the half. Lichtenberger from Howell. 17th assist of the season for Howell. Lichtenberger's 11th goal of the season. Howell now up to 63 points on the year. And with this 2-goal run for the Spartans, it'll correspond to a Fighting Knights timeout from Coach Richmond. You're watching the SSC Conference Champ.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams, discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
You know that love of sports is the #1 reason most people start officiating? And verbal abuse is the #1 reason why most quit? Act with respect and be officially human.
Ready to go for another draw in the circle. Tampa capitalizing with 2 wins in a row and 2 straight goals. 4-4 in the second quarter. Tampa had exploded with 8 second quarter goals on the road against Lynn earlier in the season. Coach Richmond using a timeout to try to quell the Spartans' attack, but they'll win another draw. Ooh, big hit over the line. Tampa player goes down after a rough collision with Solomon. Solomon didn't have an egregious check, just was standing in the way. I believe that's a Via on the ground. Even though Tampa will get the ball back off the foul, the referee's deliberating whether they would need to issue a card on the play. At worst, maybe you give a green card, but I don't think there was any serious intent on the check from Solomon. It was just more she ran into her. So Tampa will keep the ball. They'll also not stay at even strength. It will be a green card, only a minute penalty for Solomon.
A green card, 1 minute penalty.
Looks like both coaches getting a quick note from the ref, I think, on the previous play. Tough spot for Solomon to be. There wasn't a lot she could do to avoid that. Now the Fighting Knights will have to try to protect the scoreline as it stands. Tampa has not held the lead yet today. Lynn jumped to the 2-0 advantage. Tampa leveled it. Lynn scored 2 more unanswered. Tampa have leveled it. Played across. Dropped right by the near post by Sarah Bett. Played up top. Play to the center. Ball goes away. Spartans trying to keep the loose ball, and they will do just that. 2-on-1, trying to get the loose ball there. Bett bringing it forward herself. She gets slowed down as she sends it wide to Silic. Out to the left. Backhanded flip. Not a lot of room for Mile to work. Mile passing it low again. Tampa have 40 seconds to work with on the shot clock as the penalty is about to expire. Successful penalty kill of the Fighting Knights, but Tampa still able to try to continue the attack. Myhall plays it low. Fighting Knights back at full strength. Driving inside, low shot, and it slides through. It looked like Celia got a piece of it, but couldn't fully stop it. Tampa takes their first lead of the day. Who else but Mary Kate Person? Her hat trick in the second quarter makes it 5-4 Spartans. Mary Kate Person up to 92 points and 63 goals on the year. I think she got robbed of a spot on the Tuerton short list for the finalists. No one from D2 listed as a finalist this season, as the list recently got announced earlier this week. Unassisted goal for Person right as the penalty expires. A successful penalty kill, but with the attack still going, Tampa does find the back of the cage. Celia has conceded 5-on-2 saves, Barbosa 4-on-5 saves. Tampa now just 2 shots on goal behind the Fighting Knights, with 1 more shot behind the Fighting Knights. Tampa has won the last 5 draws. They will win a 6th in a row. Avia keeping it, working it around the back. No open runs down the middle. Tampa playing it up top for Myhall. Myhall over to Howell. Howell working it down low. All the way back up top for the Spartans. Schulich sends it across. Myhall back up top. Tampa once again getting a pretty notable advantage in the draw control, and they have had the lion's share of the ball here in the second. Opening some space, driving inside, kicks it over to Howell. Howell with a pass through. That one's going to get scooped up by Siglia. Wayward pass. And now this one's going to be cleared quickly by the Fighting Knights. They have to go quickly to evade Tampa's pressure. Person in a physical challenge. And Person not happy with the call. Looks like she'll be issued a yellow card here potentially. If so, it's a 2-minute penalty for Lynn. Aggressively going up against Becca Clark on the play. The yellow card might be the stroke of luck the Fighting Knights need with 4:35 to go. Tampa not only now on the back foot for the first time in a little while, but they'll have to do so for a couple minutes. You're watching SSC tournament play. 5-4 Spartans here in the second quarter. I'm Taylor Storthy. And as we continue, it will be a 2-minute penalty for Person and U Tampa to have to kill. Fighting Knights keeping it low. They'll play it back up top. Played up front. But that's a wayward ball as that's going to go all the way over the attacking third line to the midfield. Lynn keep possession. Tampa did a good job on their penalty kill earlier today. They have to survive a bit longer with it. A minute left on the shot clock as the possession continues. Tampa have 80 seconds to kill on the penalty. Fighting Knights unable to find anything open yet against the Spartans. Not a lot of room to work with for Stort. She'll send it out to the right. Played down the middle. Open look, it goes past Barbosa. All square at the Namoli Family Intramural Complex. 5-5.
Lynn University scored by number 7, Aaliyah Huggins.
Huggins on the board that time around.
An assist is credited to number 2, Becca Clark.
And Clark picks up the assist. Second point of the game for Clark, first goal of the game for Huggins. Huggins now has 28 on the season. Clark now up to 65 points on the year. So a player up goal for the Fighting Knights. Draws the game level. An important draw control here. Tampa could kill the penalty should they win it. They still have a minute to go. The yellow card. Penalty unable to be canceled early via goal. And a green card penalty that would have gotten Mary Kay Person back into the field of play. And the violation called on Lynn for the face-off. It was in the Spartans' grasp beforehand. Will we see Tampa try a shorthanded goal or simply work a slow start to the attack? I'd imagine the latter. 80 seconds left on the shot clock, and they've got 45 to kill on the penalty. Notably, it's Person sidelined with the penalty, so that Tampa losing one of their stronger attackers for the shorthanded opportunity. Howell is still present. Howell not open enough to get the ball in the cut, played over to Myhall. Myhall out to the left-hand side. 3 minutes to go in the half. Down the middle, a shorthanded Spartan goal. A good cut to the net, uncontested. And Tampa are back in front despite being a man down. Audrey Cahoon on the board.
Goal scored by Tampa, number 39, Audrey Cahoon.
The freshman out of Worthington, Ohio, finds the back of the net. Just her 8th goal of the season. Schluck with the assist, her first point of the game. And it's 6-5 Spartans. The Fighting Knights do score a man up, but at the same time, the Spartans score shorthanded from 5-4 to 6-5. Tampa back in the lead and draw control. It is on the ground still, and the Spartans come out with it. Avila under a lot of pressure. Ball gets poked free, and they do finally get the foul called. It'll only be a green card this time, I believe, for Zoe Stewart. I know Coach Gallagher will likely not be happy, given that Person on a similar foul was given a yellow card. Both teams now down a player on the field. 4 seconds left until Tampa has 56 seconds of man-up lacrosse to play. Quickly played forward into the attacking third. It's Myhall, and Tampa back at full strength. Mary Kate Person, you know that she's raring to go on the attack. Already has a hat trick. Back up to Person, her first touch since the penalty. Ball gets poked free. Ground ball, Spartans trying to get it. Ball gets pushed away from Person, and the Fighting Knights can bring it down the field. They'd love a shorthanded goal just like the Spartans. They might elect just to kill the penalty. They've got 30 seconds to do so. 2 minutes left in the half. Next possession will not see a shot clock. Smith bringing it forward now for the Fighting Knights. Good move there by Delaney Smith to avoid the pressure. She'll keep it herself. 6-5 Spartans as we are about to hit even strength. And there's a successful penalty kill out of the Fighting Knights. Tampa with a good penalty kill on their own if you think about conceding one and scoring one when they were down a player. Kept things with a 1-goal Spartan lead, and that's all you really need to do in this situation. Doubled up, ball poked free, but an aggressive check that time around, a little too hard from Abe. I believe it'll be a free position now for Becca Clark. Got to be careful with the high checks as the clock still runs. Have more running clocks here in the playoffs compared to the regular season, looks like. Barbosa will be put to the test. Clark driving forwards and gets dispossessed before taking the shot. But the rebound gets poked into the net. Barbosa couldn't cleanly get possession, and we're tied at 6 with 53 seconds to go. Disaster there for the Spartans. The ball knocked away. Heads up there by Timperio to see the ball was in a precarious situation and pushes it by Barbosa. 6-6. Tampa's done a great job of the draw controls today. They have gotten 8 in a row after falling behind 3-1 in the stat to start. Here come the Spartans now to try to win it for the final possession of the period. The Fighting Knights would like to do the same. It goes up and it's won, but no violation on the play on the Spartans for Zinter. So Lynn get the possession with 50 seconds to go. They can take the ball into halftime and try to convert to take the lead into the break. All of the Lynn goals have come in 2-goal bursts with unanswered responses from the Spartans. Ball poked loose though. And Tampa is going to draw the foul to win it right back. 30 seconds to go. Tampa don't have time to waste. Played to the center. Running. Shot is offline. A powerful effort. Clock will still run as Tampa continue the attack. 10 seconds to go into halftime. Looking for a buzzer beater to break the deadlock. Played over to Person. Person with a drive to the middle. Ball gets away from Myhall. And Lynn will hold it to end the period. An awkward poke gives a big wave of momentum to the Fighting Knights entering the break. 6-6 through 30 minutes of action. Both teams will get a well-deserved breather as a warm Tampa afternoon continues. Conference tournament play at the Namoli Family Intramural Complex has been a blast so far, and we'll be back with more action in 10 minutes' time.
says game on.
Second half about to begin here from the SSC Digital Network. Sunshine State Conference quarterfinal play between the Spartans and Lynn Fighting Knights. 6-6 on the board. Both teams pretty close on paper. 14 shots to 13 in favor of Lynn. They've had 3 more shots on goal, but Barbosa has responded with 3 more saves. Draw controls have been 9-4 in favor of Tampa. Just like the game earlier this season, Tampa winning the majority of those. In the circle, we look B Zinter coming up top again. Whistle goes and the third quarter starts with Lynn being able to get to that loose ball. And we resume. Lynn bringing it down the field. Good win there from Zoe Stewart. She'll go out of bounds as it'll stay with the Fighting Knights. A little aggressive there from Sia Markowski. She'll pick up a green card for a minute. And Tampa once again down a player.
A 1-minute green card penalty has been issued to Tampa number 19, Sia Markowski.
Tampa's done a good job defending these penalty kills at the moment. And a correction. Avia gets the penalty. She'll be on the bench for a minute. Avia.
Correction, the card is issued to Tampa number 20, Isabella Avila.
Here comes the inbound play. Lynn with a quick 1-2 down the middle, and Huggins scores. They take advantage of the extra player and go up front 7-6. And it makes sense that the 7th goal of the game is scored by the number 7, the Fighting Knights, back in front with the first goal of the second half. A low and away shot, too tough for Barbosa to get to.
Assist credited to number 14, Ella Temperio. Huggins from Temperio for Lynn University.
Temperio's 3rd assist of the season. Huggins' 29th goal of the year. Stewart and Huggins now with braces in the game. Tampa has a player with a hat trick in Mary Kate Person. Both teams back to even strength, with the goal ending the penalty kill. And it'll be Tampa winning the face-off violation called there in the circle. And that'll be good news for Tampa to immediately get the ball right back. Zinter now playing it out wide. Tampa now trying to play it behind. Played up top for Josie Bullock. Bullock started the scoring for the Spartans. She'll find it out wide over to Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger bringing it down low. Up top. Myhall driving inside. And stoppage called as a fan or someone by the bench blew an air horn. You're not able to have artificial noisemakers in games. Timeout called.
Timeout, Tampa.
Well, the Spartans will have a chance to talk things over. 14:02 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back. So it'll be 61 seconds on the shot clock coming out of the timeout. I think that air horn from the sideline was actually a signal that a timeout was called. Thought it was actually from a fan. You know, you got a lot of passionate fans here for the Fighting Knights and the Spartans. They know better than to bring artificial noisemakers, however. Always something mentioned over the PA at the start of games. Pass up top for the Spartans, picked up, driving close, played around. Dealing with some pressure inside, shot gets blocked. Tampa keeps possession, 45 seconds to work with. Good job by the defenders to help out Siglia. Could have been a point-blank opportunity. Tampa trails by 1. Played up close. Scoots by the defender, sends the shot high. 24 seconds left for the Spartans. They need to put it on target to reset the shot clock. Person closely guarded. Person has a second defender watching her. Allows for a pass inside, and immediately 2 flags go up on that hit. Free position for you, Tampa. A chance to level the score. You have to close down quickly on the defense, and I believe it'll be Betta with a chance right there. Betty, Sarah Betty, a freshman out of Loudonville, New York. And shot goes wayward, and the defender gets to it before it goes out of play. Good positioning there by Hannah Connors by the Spartan attackers. She'll bring it down the midfield. And she'll pass it back to Siglia, Tampa putting a double team on. Usually the ball goes out, and then Tampa would have been able to keep possession there on that missed shot. But Connors was in the right spot for the wayward effort to win it right back. 13 to 18 on the ground balls in favor of the Fighting Knights. One-on-one, not enough room to take the shot though for Claggett. Diving inside, Barbosa gets on top of it. A nice attacking opportunity out of the Fighting Knights, but just a little bit away from Madison Smith. Avila bringing it forward. Now driving inside, flag goes up, but Tampa scores! No need for the penalty. They'll instead tie the game off the stick of, I imagine, Peyton Howell. Good cut to the inside. Very few times will you see Peyton Howell miss that opportunity. 7-7 with 11:44 to go in the third. Howell continues her scoring prowess with 47 on the season. Light work for Howell compared to her last season stats. That goal puts Howell 3 behind Sarah Hinkle for the most in Spartan program history. Mary Kate Person's 3 points today has seen her tie Lizzie Pierpoint for the 7th most points in Spartans history. Her second goal of the game overtook Sophie Risk. Draw control headed right to Avila. Played up to Howell. Howell immediately getting pressure from the back by Becca Clark. Myhall holding on to it. We'll send it low. Flag goes up, and Tampa are going to be able to pick up the penalty on the play. Rough physical contact by the Fighting Knights defense. Free position for the Spartans right here. Under 11 minutes to play. And that shot just gets away from Siglia. Loose ball, I believe they're going to say that Siglia made the save. Tampa get possession back. Lynn fans not happy at all. You know what they say, you can't fight City Hall. Tampa working around. Sillick up top. Played up close. Chillick inside will hold on to the ball. Not enough room for the shot. They play it up close to the one-on-one and score. Tampa leads 8-7. Jenna Myhall gets her first goal of the game.
Tampa goal scored by number 3, Jenna Myhall. Myhall for Tampa. Assist
Josie
by
Bullock
number
picks up the assist on the play. Second point for Josie Bullock. First point for Myhall. And the Spartans are back in front after conceding the go-ahead goal to start the quarter. They've rallied 2 in a row. For the first time, Lynn aren't able to get a 2-goal unanswered run as Tampa gets 2 goals unanswered right here. Third quarter continues with another draw, 11-5 in favor of the Spartans today. Avila gets dispossessed. Heavy hits after the face-off, and the foul will be called on Avila. Avila took a pretty big hit out of Clark, which is why Avila was a bit physical in response. And it is going to be it's like a green card issued? Yes, green card for Avila. It'll be a 1-minute penalty for the Fighting Knights. I don't know if I agree with the green card call there, especially with the initial contact from Clark on that play. But hey, you can't fight City Hall. I know Coach Gallagher has already received a warning from the referees, I imagine, from one of the previous penalties. So a man-down situation for the Spartans. Their penalty kill has been good today. They're going to need it to stay strong. As they bring it over the halfway line. Good job to knock the ball loose. No foul called. Peyton Howell running solo down the field. Peyton Howell doesn't have help yet, so she'll slow it down. Tampa can kill the penalty now. 30 seconds to go, unless they attack quickly with a shorthanded opportunity. They did score a shorthanded goal earlier today. Not enough room to drive inside. Tampa kicking it low. Myhall. Playing it out to her right. They'll go back to Myhall. Myhall played down the middle. Bullock off the post. Great shot from Bullock as the ground ball is going to go the way of Tampa. Bullock going to have it, though, poked away at the last second. But too physical from Lynn. It will be a foul, and the Spartans get an opportunity. Time still winding down. Tampa back at full strength. Almost getting a shorthanded goal. He'll now get a free position with Josie Bullock. Bullock driving, saved. Bullock will be able to get her own loose ball. It'll stay with the Spartans, last touched by the Lynn defense. Tampa get a full 60 seconds to work with after a great defensive stop. That's an important stop for Lynn to make. They have not trailed by 2 against the Spartans today. Driving around. Bit of contact up close. The flag stays down, so no foul on the play. Mary Kate Person cutting to her right. Played up close. Shot from an awkward angle. Tampa have a player behind, and they will keep the ball with 35 seconds on the shot clock. Bullock, pass up top. They had the goalie getting out of position trying to get the interception, and Lynn get the ground ball to bring it down the other way. A 5-on-4 break for the Fighting Knights. Shot from long range, scored. And we're level again. Sometimes you gotta lick the stamp and send it. Becca Clark from distance. That is her second goal of the game.
Goal scored by number 2, Becca Clark. Clark for the Fighting Knights unassisted.
Always gotta be wary of a long range effort.
Once again,
A good shot that time from Clark. Tampa will continue. Good job for the senior out of Abington, Pennsylvania. Another draw control coming. Tampa's won 11, Lynn have won 5. Here's the face-off, 7:59 to play. Still a full quarter, of course, to follow. And Tampa's going to win the draw. Zinter doing a great job in the circle. And Zinter sends it over. Pass almost gets a little bit away. Alexia Borges will send it back up top now. Here's Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger playing it up top as well. Bullock out to the right. Quick movement from the Spartans offense. Some of the cuts to the middle are uncontested. That time couldn't find the player surging forwards. Definitely can tell Lynn going with more of a zonal defensive structure. Almost opens up some room, and a bit physical on the contact. Tampa wins yet another free position. This time I believe it'll be Lichtenberger to take. No card issued on the play for Lynn. They'll stay at full strength, but Lichtenberger with a high percentage opportunity right here. So pieces like this haven't been high percentage opportunities though for Tampa. They've only scored I think once or twice off them at most. Lichtenberger to try to give Tampa the lead. Everyone ready to converge. Lichtenberger drives, shoots, and scores! Second of the game for Grace Lichtenberger. And Tampa are back in front 9-8. There has been just one game this season that the Spartans have not put 10 on the board. They've picked up 9 here by the third quarter. Tampa have conceded 10 a few times, usually in losing efforts. First time it was back against Indianapolis on the road, dropping the game against the 5th-ranked team in the nation. Next time they conceded 10 was in a win against Wingate, then a win against Maryville, 17-11, 17-10. They then dropped 14 against Lynn, the most goals they've conceded this season. Tampa also surrendered 12 in their loss on the road against Florida Southern and their loss at home against St. Leo. 6:37 remaining. 9-8 Spartans, another draw, and another win for Zinter. Zinter gets the ball poked. Tampa's going to knock it loose. No foul on the play. Clean from the Spartans. And here comes Tampa continuing the attack. Lichtenberger driving forwards. She'll evade the pressure as the ball gets poked loose. She'll, however, claim the ground ball. Lichtenberger playing it across to Bullock. Tampa trying to find some open players, maybe people cutting. Trying to play the 1-2, Bullock unable to get it. Now driving inside, uncontested, gets tied up. Tampa does get the loose ball. Tough challenge, last touched I'd imagine by the Fighting Knights. And they're going to point the other way. Lynn got lucky to not get a foul called on the play with the Spartan player going down. And now they'll have to deal with the Gallagher press. Under 6 to go in the quarter. Celia, slow things down. Good turn past the defender by Solomon. Solomon keeps it herself. And Solomon now slows down with a pass out wide. Lynn will take their time as the attack continues. They've got 50 seconds to work with. 2/3 of the way through the third quarter, Tampa have scored 3, Lynn have scored 2. They've broken the deadlock 9-8. Now driving across. Uncontested. Saved by Barbosa. Big stop for Barbosa. Tampa can bring it back up. Tampa slowing things down as we continue. If Tampa wins, they will go on for a rematch against St. Leo. Embry-Riddle also taking on Florida Tech. That game scheduled to start at 4 as the shot goes wayward. And a foul with some contact after the shot. Spartans will get another opportunity here. Clock still winding down with 4 minutes to go. This year's SSC Women's Lacrosse Championship brought to you by S3 Design. And here comes a free position for the Spartans. Tied up on the shot, the Fighting Knights will get it back, and that pass forward will give them a chance to go on a break. Immediately Tampa trying to pressure the ball carrier. Unable to get the ball loose. Good job by Claggett to hold on for it. Driving inside, multiple defenders knock the ball loose. And this time, they're gonna give the foul on Lynn. Tampa are gonna get it back. Lynn have not been able to really get a lot of opportunities here in the third quarter, successful when they've had attacks. This is big for the Spartans to keep momentum and control of the game. It's exactly what Tampa needs in the early goings. Played up top for the Spartans. Played up close. Not a lot of room for the shot. 60 seconds to go on the shot clock for the Spartans. Under 2.5 in the quarter. Now driving to the middle. Gets knocked over. Good defense from the Fighting Knights. Ground ball, and it is last touched by the Spartans somehow. Fighting Knights will get it back. This will be the final attack with the shot clock in play, unless Tampa can quickly force a turnover. Celia with a long ball out wide, picked up by her defenseman. Good job driving it forward. I believe that being done by Hannah Connors. After a 9-goal second quarter, only 5 finding the back of the net here. Both teams' attacks slowing down somewhat. Lynn with a chance to work on offense. Stewart plays it off. Huggins out wide. Huggins down the middle. Gets her shot off, parried away. Lynn get the loose ball. The defenders helped get that shot away. Wasn't saved by Barbosa. This shot is going to fall past Barbosa and in. Goal for the Fighting Knights. Tried to drop low. I think she got a piece of it, but not enough as Lynn leveled the score. 9-9.
Goal, Fighting Knights, scored by number 36, Elizabeth Claggett.
Claggett gets her second of the game. She's been very strong today. Not a surprise to see her getting back on the board. That is her 37th of the season. And with 58 to play in the quarter, we are all square at the Namoli Family Intramural Complex. Tampa gains possession. They'll bring it down the left-hand side. They win yet another draw, their 14th of the game. 14-5 on draw controls, as they've got 45 seconds to work with. Shot gets away. It will go to the Fighting Knights, who have better positioning behind the cage. Lynn resuming it too quickly, worried about the clock. 25 seconds to go. This will give Tampa a chance for a more aggressive press. Dangerous ball over to Siglia. Siglia gets the ball knocked loose by Person. Person hit as she tries to shoot. Second chance goes wayward. Exactly what you want to do if you're Tampa to win the ball back. They can't convert with the shot. And a foul on the play. 12 seconds. As a card will be issued too. Player advantage for the Fighting Knights. Is it a yellow? It's on Peyton Howell. A yellow card issued to Peyton Howell. Last time there was a 2-minute penalty, Lynn scored, but so did Tampa in a shorthanded situation. Fighting Knights will likely not have time for a buzzer beater here, but they will start with a man up in the fourth with 15 to go, all level at 9. 45 minutes played. And the quarter comes to a close before a foul could be called.
That completes our third quarter with our
And through 45 minutes, we don't have anyone in the lead. The back and forth affair stays as close as you'd like. A spot in the semifinals on the line. Spartans and Lynn continues after this. So here we go again. 9-9 on the scoreline. Tampa still having to deal with 100 seconds of a penalty kill. Howell getting a yellow card to end the quarter. Tampa's done a good job in the draw circle today, 14-5. Once again, Zinter will try to win it for the Spartans. I believe it'll be Stort ready to go for the Fighting Knights. 15 minutes to determine who's moving on a beautiful day at U Tampa. And Zinter initially gets the ball, but it's scooped up by Clark. Clark driving it forwards. Dangerous thing for the Spartans is that if they concede a goal, it would not end the penalty. They have to wait until the 2 minutes fully expires. Driving inside, not enough room for the shot. Played up close. Tampa getting multiple players to the ball. A bit open room for the shot for Stewart. However, the long stick defender with a bit of a rough check that time. Zinter will go to the sideline. Green card issued for a minute. Tampa down by 2 players now. I think the attacker definitely made the call easier by falling over. Don't know how much balance she actually lost on the play.
A 1 minute green card has been issued to Tampa number
But a
7,
smart
Kirsten
tactical
Zinter.
foul draw there to put Lynn up by 2 attackers, especially in a situation where they can reclaim the lead. Tampa held the advantage for a majority of the third quarter. Both teams level on the scoreboard, though, 3-all. Now up top, quick move for Stort. Stort uncontested up close. Tampa have about a minute to kill both penalties. 80 seconds on the shot clock. Lynn all the way back up top. Tampa doing a good job of keeping a lot of players on that right side of the field, but also not letting anyone on the left side get open. At least wide open for any opportunities. Played down the middle, and Huggins gets dispossessed. Barbosa will get the ball. And Tampa will slow things down as they bring it up. They scored shorthanded in a similar spot earlier in the game, but you imagine here that Tampa will try to kill as much time as they can. They've got 15 seconds left until they're down by just one player. And that time, Avila gets tied up. Green card, I believe, will be issued. Yes. This time issued over to Danielle Farinas. So all Tampa needs to do is survive for 10 seconds, and they will kill the penalty. Pretty easy to do when you have the ball. And as the clock continues and possession resumes for the Spartans, we will now be back at even strength, both teams down one player. 10 seconds until Howell can join the attack. Doesn't go for the shot. Now Tampa have 30 seconds to work with a power play. A man-up advantage. Lynn needs to be active on defending. Still all square at 9-all. Howell looking for some room. Played down low. .45 seconds on the shot clock. Tampa likely won't have time for a shot before the penalty expires, but they will keep possession. The attack continues. Lynn now playing up close, turning, looking, back to the near side. Howell up close and scores! Tampa back in front. Scratched that, it was not Howell, but Tampa are back in the lead. With seconds to go on the power play, Betty finds the back of the net. A great 1-2 touch, driving from that right side, wrapping around for a one-on-one, and there was nothing Siglia can do. Tampa have now outshot Lynn 27-18, and that shot gives them one more shot on goal as well. Lynn have only 3 shots that weren't on target. Tampa have 11 shots that aren't on target. But notably, the scoreline that matters, the stat line that matters, goals scored lies in favor of Tampa, the 3 seed, up 10-9. Lynn did win the last draw. Tampa have won 14 of the 20 today. Zinter ready to go again. Both teams back at full strength. Rough contact. No foul called because Tampa keeps possession. I think Avila not super happy that no foul was called. Got hit hard. Here come the Spartans. Howell played behind. Big for Tampa to win the draw after scoring. This stage of the game, getting that momentum and even extending a lead would be huge. Howell, as a foul is drawn on the Fighting Knights. They've been physical on and off the ball, and it's going to backfire on this play. Under 12 to go as Tampa get a set position. A free position for a one-on-one chance against Siglia. Siglia has seen 16 shots. She has saved 6 of them. She's done a good job in particular on these free position looks. And that one goes wayward. Tampa do keep the ball. They've got 65 seconds to work with, and they bring it in a little too quickly. Bullock just wanting to resume play as quick as possible, and now Tampa will do just that. 63 to go on the shot clock. Betty, who gave Tampa the lead, plays it out wide. Howell cuts across, not enough room for the shot. Plays it to the far side. Loose ball again. Tampa picks it up. Long stick mini playing it back up top. Drawing some contact. And it'll be another set position for the Spartans. Another one-on-one chance against Siglia, but this time, will they have a good effort on goal? They'll get 40 to work with as when play resumes. Under 11 minutes remain. Shot goes wayward. Tampa staying in possession. Lynn doing a pretty big job defending the near post, but driving down the middle. Open goal for Jenna Myhall, and it's 11-9 Tampa. Their first 2-goal lead of the game. Second of the game for Myhall. One of the most important ones to get. Lynn call a timeout as Tampa extend the advantage. They've got 10 minutes to respond. Person gets her 4th point of the game. And we'll be right back with more action from the SSE Digital Network. Congrats to Mary Kay Person, moving up to 7th all-time in total career points for the Spartans. It's an important timeout from Coach Harrison as the Fighting Knights trail by 2 for the first time today. Coach Richmond trying to turn things around for Lynn. Will this timeout get them back on target? I'm Taylor Story, joined as always by Andre Pyatt running the show. Ball goes up, and the draw is going to go the way of Lynn. Although Avia actually ends up with the ball, she gets knocked over. It'll be a foul, and Tampa are back in possession. That is draw control number 16 for the Spartans. Tampa's team always aggressive on offense, but you imagine there might be a little more patience coming soon from Tampa.
1 minute green card penalty.
Green card issued to Clark.
Lynn's number 2, Becca Clark.
She's also picked up a 3-point day today. Picked up top by Peyton Howell. Howell with a cut to the left. Flips it back up top. Good ball movement from the Spartans to Schillick. Back up top again. 30 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Fighting Knights. Defending well. A lot of players defending down low. Open space to look. Ball gets poked away and almost towards goal. Last touched. Spartans are going to get the ball back. Rough collision by the out-of-bounds line prevents the foul from being called as it will be Tampa maintaining possession. 40 seconds to work with. And the referees are going to deliberate on the previous play. Two-goal leads are not safe by any means. But with how Tampa's been able to maintain a lot of the attacking pressure here in the quarter and in the second half as a whole, you got to be feeling good if you're a Spartan fan up by the scoreline. Lynn need to find a way to get back on target. Barbosa hasn't been able to record too many saves in the most recent quarters. And it looks like we'll resume. The referees will confirm the previous ruling. Tampa still has a man advantage for just 9 seconds. But the man advantage isn't what's going to be big for Tampa. They're just going to try to keep this attacking possession moving. Good penalty kill out of the Fighting Knights. Back at full strength. Clark joining the defense. Howell up top. Not a lot of room for Howell to work. Shot and scored. Good pass to Betty, and Tampa take the first 3-goal lead for either team today. 12-9 Spartans with 9:12 to play. Lynn have defended low. They've defended in close. Gave a little too much room. And correction, Audrey Cahoon on the board right there.
The assist is awarded to number 37, Sarah Betty.
Betty gets the assist.
For you, Tampa Spartans lead 12-9.
Cahoon back on the board, her second goal. Betty, her second points. Face-off goes the way of Lynn. That ball scooped up away from Avila. And Avila a little aggressive, putting pressure on the ball. She'll be issued a green card. Sideline for a minute. A much-needed break for the Fighting Knights, who have conceded 3 straight to start the fourth quarter.
A 1-minute green card penalty has been issued to Tampa number 20.
They have a long way to climb as Tampa begins a defensive stand. Barbosa will be put to the test. They double up Clark, who will evade the pressure. Lynn keeping their attack pretty spread out for the moment. Tampa can't cover everyone if they're pretty far apart. Wide open look for Huggins. Feigns the shot, holds on to the ball apart from the pressure. Tampa doing a great job of collapsing and preventing any moves down the center. 60 seconds to work with on the shot clock. 30 left on the penalty kill. Drives up close and scores. Good move to the near right side. And it's 12-10 with 8:30 to go. Successful man-up advantage out of the Fighting Knights. And they get their first goal of the fourth quarter.
Lynn scores, it's 12-10 Tampa.
Tampa still up by 2. This draw control is going to be very important. 22 taken, 15-7 in favor of the Spartans. Madison Smith the goal that time around. Lynn's number 13 gets her first of the game. Smith on the season has 23. Farinas gets the assist, her 11th of the year. Even strength as both teams get ready for the face-off. And Tampa are going to win it. Tampa quickly bringing it forward. Over to Peyton Howell. Usually can't give Howell that much space, but she elects to slow it down. Time is now on the Spartans' side. Not a lot of room for the Lynn to respond in the final 8 minutes. We have seen some quick goals, and obviously once you get to those final few minutes, both teams going all out can be dangerous. Not a lot of room for the shot there. Markowski sends it out to the left. Howell up top. Myhall Plays it up close. Shot, bounces in. Scored by Josie Bullock. And Bullock gets a playoff brace to put Tampa back up by 3.
Spartan goal scored by number 1, Josie Bullock.
An important goal for the Spartans with 7:40 to go. Myhall gets another point. It's been the Myhall and Bullock show in recent minutes. A great play from the number 3 and the number 1. Back in the circle will be Schillick for the faceoff. Schillick looks like she's going up against Heather Titus. .740 remains in the fourth quarter. Tampa have only conceded more than 13 goals once this season. Lynn would have to do it again. They did it earlier this year on the road. Avila called on the foul. And another penalty issue. Green card on the play. You can see Coach Gallagher on the sidelines a little bit confused. Avila's been called for a few of these fouls so far. There have been a couple of fouls back and forth for both teams. Tampa have had plenty more free positions. Lynn have had plenty more man advantages. So consistency in an awkward way from the refs. Lynn slowing it down with 7 to play. They were able to convert a man-up goal last time. Not an easy task for Tampa to defend, though. They'll play it down the middle, and Huggins gets enough space for a shot and score. Tough one to stop for Savvy Barbosa. It is 13-11. And both teams back at even strength with just under 7 to go.
Goal, Lynn, scored by number 7, Leah Huggins.
Some of those plays and fouls feel like a rubber banding effect from a racing game, keeping Lynn just in the fight. But they haven't been able to pull alongside the Spartans in a little bit. Huggins completes a hat trick. It's Imperio with her second assist. Congrats on the Huggins hat trick here in the playoffs. Both Lynn and Tampa likely to get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament, even with one of these teams ending their conference tournament at the end of the day today. Huggins had a 4-goal game against Alabama Huntsville earlier this season, and recently against Rollins had an 8-point day with 4 goals and 4 assists. Was held scoreless most recently against Florida Tech. Trying to get to the loose ball in the draw control. Avila gets it. Big win for the Spartans, and they've got 90 seconds to work with, up by 2. Bullock out to Myhall. He'll play it all the way back up top to Betty. Betty down low to Markowski. Markowski back over to Myhall. Howell cutting in. Howell looking for space. Plays it across. A beautiful 1-2. Jenna Myhall gets a hat trick. 14-11 Tampa with 6:01 to play.
Goal, Tampa, scored by number 3, Jenna Myhall.
The Fighting Knights have been guarding Howell extremely closely, but it opened the door that time for a good cut by Myhall, a good pass by Howell. And we've been in a back and forth flow here in the fourth quarter. Tampa scoring 5, Lynn scoring 2. It's a 3-point Spartan advantage. Tampa looking for a road trip to try to get revenge against St. Leo, the team that finished second in the regular season in conference standings. A team that beat Tampa here at home. The lone home loss for the season on the Spartans. coming against the Lions. One interesting thing to note for Tampa, they have held a ridiculous goals for versus goals against tally in conference play with a plus 30 point differential in the regular season of conference action. All of their conference losses coming in these close affairs. Tampa leads by 3. No team has put 15 on the board against the Spartans this season. Lynn would have to keep Tampa quiet and hit the 15 tally if they want their conference tournament hopes to stay alive. Flag goes up. It'll be a free position for the Spartans. They'll gladly take the penalty on the play. Apparently we get more running clock here in the playoffs compared to the regular season. But not that Coach Gallagher or Tampa would complain. Howell, one-on-one. Saved by Siglia. Rebound off the side netting, and Lynn can go the other way. Lynn have done a great job defending free positions today. And the ref will quickly stop play to reset the net. Under 5 remains in the game. Tampa have 5 players in the attacking third looking to put pressure on the Fighting Knights. Whistle goes. Timeout by the Fighting Knights. Tampa jubilant at the sidelines as Lynn will take their final timeout. They'll talk things over as we have 4:45 to play in the fourth quarter. 3-point Spartans lead here in the SSC quarterfinals. (14-11). Timeout coming to a close here. The Fighting Knights have possession. Final chance they'll have to talk things over. See if Coach Richmond's strategy and words can help the Fighting Knights overturn a 3-goal deficit. Bringing it down the field. Loose ball, Tampa gets it back. Costly turnover from the Fighting Knights. Both teams now at 15 in the game. Tampa down the left side as we continue. Played up top. They'll slow things down with Schiller. Four minutes remain. Tampa looking for a playoff dagger. Up top to Mile. 40 seconds to work with for the Spartans. The clock continuing to wind down. End of the shot clock will be with about 3 minutes to play. Loose ball, but Tampa recovers. Person able to scoop it back up. Scholich again, 20 seconds to work with. Here's Howell. Played up close, shot goes away. Tampa have 10 seconds, 9 seconds, bring it in quick. Played up top, up close, and a score for Bullock. Tampa with the largest lead of the game, 15-11 U Tampa.
Tampa goal scorer by number 1, Josie Bullock. An assist is credited to number 26.
Every time the Spartans have scored 15 plus this season, they've gone on to win.
Spartans lead 15-11.
And now they lead by 4. Who else but Mary Kay Person picking up the assist to Bullock, completing a 3rd Spartan hat trick on the day. Person another 5-point outing. Mary Kay Person's career point tally up to 153. Her season point tally up to 94. Tampa win the face-off, getting another draw, 19-7, and now in favor of the Spartans in that stat. Tampa have about 3 minutes to kill to advance to the next round. You get the feeling that the Bullock goal was enough to secure the win. There have been crazier things that have happened in the final few minutes, especially come playoff time. Lynn definitely going to go all out on the attack. But Howell driving close. They gave her way too much space. Peyton Howell sends the Spartans through. And it is a 7-goal fourth quarter with 2:32 to go. That should take Tampa on to the next round of conference play, guaranteeing that they will be playing NCAA postseason lacrosse, even if they can't make the conference finals after their upcoming match against St. Leo. That goal will put Lynn on the bubble. Chaos in conference tournaments could end their season here. What a fourth quarter by the Spartans. They now jump to a 5-goal lead. Tampa win the draw control again. Avila with a great job fighting for it. She'll keep it herself. And Avila works it behind. Avila slowing it down. Tampa able to play for time now, up to Bullock. But even though they're playing for time, Tampa won't shy away from attacking opportunities should the Fighting Knights get too aggressive pressing up. .50 seconds on the shot clock. Going across. Thought about playing out wide. Thinks better of it. Jenna Myhall back on the ball. Played up close. Pass goes away. Tampa do keep it in possession. And they're going to get to the ground ball. They've only got 25 seconds to get a shot off, though. They get hit falling out of bounds. And there will be a green card issued to the Fighting Knights. And Tampa get 90 seconds on the shot clock. They don't even need to take a shot now to win the game. And that pass goes a little wayward, although it is picked up by Avila. The Tampa Spartans were under 500 in conference play leading into their final regular season matchups. But they rallied with 2 big wins, outscoring their opponents 40-10. It was enough to get a home field match for round 1 of the playoffs. And with the Spartans faithful behind them, they have played brilliantly here on Saturday afternoon. It was back and forth for a while. Lynn opened with a 2-0 and 4-2 lead. Some great saves from Barbosa kept Tampa in it after Lynn had a huge start on the attack. But Tampa got the engine moving. They were able to get the offense flowing. And in the fourth quarter, they break away. A late surge as they stand clearly in front. And 10 seconds to go now on the clock, as Tampa might try a buzzer beater for the road. But the job is already finished. Howell completes the day with a hat trick to make it 17-11 with 7/10 remaining.
Tampa goal scored by number 12, Peyton Howell. And the assist goes to number 21, Grace Lichtenberger. Howell from Lichtenberger for you, Tampa.
And for the final time, potentially, this season, before Tampa could be hosting a playoff game in the national championships, the Spartans will come out on top. Lichtenberger, her 3rd point and 1st assist of the game, and Howell, 5 points and a hat trick. The 4th Spartan Hattie of the day, as Tampa survives and advances. 8-2 scoreline in the fourth quarter, and Tampa are moving on for a rematch against St. Leo. Looking at some of the final stats, Tampa 25 shots on target, Lynn with 17. Tampa scoring 17, Lynn scoring 11. Barbosa picking up 6 saves and 11 conceded. Celia has more saves with 8 on the day, but 17 conceded. Lynn were able to have some good days on offense. Claggett, Clark, and Stort with 2 goals each. Or actually, no, sorry. Temperio with 2. Yeah, no, actually, Claggett, Clark, and Stort with 2 goals each. Smith and Temperio also getting on the board. Huggins, the lone hat trick for the Fighting Knights. Howell, Person, Meidel, and Bullock with hat tricks for the Spartans. Lichtenberger and Cahoon getting braces. Howell and Person also getting 2 assists on the day, as Tampa ends the day on top. They dominated second half draws, and they dominated crunch time. The final 15 minutes were all you, Tampa, as in a close game here at home, they will once again end victorious, getting revenge for their heartbreaking road loss earlier this season, and punch their ticket to the second round of the SSC Conference Championships. Lynn will have to wait and see for selection Sunday if they're able to make it to the dance. I'd imagine they should. All depends on how the other conference tournaments go. But for now, the Spartans still have a chance to punch their ticket automatically, even though this win should give them a very safe at-large bid. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in to the SSC Digital Network and our coverage of playoff lacrosse. Men's lacrosse second round will be here on Wednesday next week. Tampa's men's team, as the 1 seed in the SSC, get to host a game here. It'll be Tampa women on the road next Wednesday against St. Leo. Stay tuned for the time when you can check that game out. It'll also be on the SSC Digital Network, but with the St. Leo broadcast crew. A lot more action coming today. If you want to watch more Spartan athletics, we got softball across the stadium at the Demoli Family Stadium. You can tune into that game as well if you'd like. For Lynn, you'd imagine they also have plenty of events as well. Thank you for tuning in. For any Lynn fans watching, for the final time today, I'm Taylor Storthy signing off. We got Andre Pyatt running the show, and we'll see you for more playoff lacrosse next week. Can Tampa make it to the conference